Hello everyone, my name is Ndolo. I'm a clinical nurse educator with the Ottawa Hospital. I also work with the University of Ottawa, Faculty of Nursing. I'm also a leader here at Transforming Life Center in a number of ministries, including the Royal Daughter Ministry and the Health Matters Ministry. In today's video, I'll give you 5 tips on how to prevent the transmission of COVID-19 through contact. Because COVID-19 is transmissible through contact and droplet, what that simply means is with droplet, any activity or procedure that aerosolizes your saliva, for instance, when we sneeze, we're aerosolizing our saliva, that comes into our airspace, it drops on any surface after a few meters. So when we touch whatever, for instance, if you sneeze in your hands, that stays in your hands. If you sneeze without closing your mouth, that would drop on any surface that's close within 1 or 2 meters around you. So that's the reason for the prevention of transmission via contact, because contact is really any surface that you're coming in contact with that's most likely carrying the virus. So tip number 1 is hand washing. Hand washing is probably the best means of prevention. Wash your hand in between tasks. If you're at work, before patient contact, before doing any activity at all, before and after, make sure you're washing your hands. If you're returning home from work, once you get home, do your hand washing. So frequent hand washing is key. You can also use hand sanitizers. In between tasks, you sanitize. It is preferred to do a proper hand washing after 5 hand sanitizing episodes. So when you do wash your hands, wet your hands under running warm water. Then you get your soap and you make sure you're doing proper friction in between your fingers, fingernails as well, around your thumb, front and back of your palms. Then you do a final rinse underneath the water and make sure you're doing it for a minimum of 20 to 30 seconds. Once you're completed with that, use a hand towel to wipe. Then you close your water knob. Tip number 2. Avoid double touching. So double touching is when you touch an item more than once or twice. And this is very common when you're doing grocery. You're looking at the price, you're probably looking at the shape of whatever you're getting, you're comparing prices. So when you double touch an item, that's really what double touching is. So the best way is to pick up what you're going to take and keep it. Don't put it back in the shelf. The reason for that is when you double touch, you're most likely carrying other bacteria that is on that particular surface. So get the first meat, get the first cereal you're choosing, don't touch, and then you keep back. Tip number 3, have designated areas when you get home to drop off your grocery items. The reason for this is you're separating clean area versus dirty area. So have your grocery bags in that particular designated area, clean down your grocery items before shelving them. You can use Lysol sprays or wipes, whatever cleaning agent you want to use, but as much as possible, clean your items when you're bringing them into your home. Tip number 4, when you go to grocery stores, use bank cards. Leave your purses, leave your bags at home, in your car. Just take your bank card with you. As much as possible, minimize the use of cash. The reason for that is you're touching your cash, and when you give it to the teller, most likely you're going to receive change back and you're receiving an item that's been touched. So a lot of stores have tap capabilities now. Use your bank cards with a tap. If you have to punch in your PIN number, just make sure you wash your hands when you get home. But minimize the items you're bringing with you into the stores, because with your purses, you're going to place them on your carts. Those carts may or may not be carriers of the COVID-19 virus. You want to minimize the contact with your personal items while you're out of your home. Sub tip to point number 4, try not to wear gloves to the grocery stores. The misconception with wearing gloves is you're protecting yourself, but what you don't know or what you don't realize you're doing is you're touching a number of things, and you're touching your face, you're touching your hair, you're touching your car, you're opening your purse to take items. Whatever is in those gloves is being transmitted to every other item you're touching. It is safest for you to do frequent hand washing between tasks than wearing gloves and not washing your hands at all. And finally, tip number 5, for the frontline healthcare workers, Have a designated area at home. When you get home, put your items, put your work stethoscope on your uniforms, on your shoes. Try not to take those items into your home. You can take them off. Some people take them off at the garage. Some people contain them in plastic bags and take them directly to a laundry room. Whatever area you want to contain those items in, but as much as possible, don't bring in work items to your home at this particular time. My name is Ndolo. With these 5 tips, you're more likely to prevent the transmission of COVID-19 virus and keep yourself as well as your family safe. So as much as we prepare ourselves, we walk in wisdom. Remember, safety is with God.